Morning, everyone. So I wanted to put in my 2 cents about the whole concert, music festival situation. Oh, where to start? This thing is being picked apart, of course, by a lot of the truth community. But it's kind of obvious at this point. They're not hiding things anymore from the public. If you want to say Satan is no longer hiding, you can say that. It's all in your face. It's all just in your face. So obvious that most people would just turn their head to it, right? But if you knew the signs and symbols and what a lot of the symbolism that he had for propaganda, for props at his concert, you would understand what this very well may have been. Very odd that the artist prior to him said, "Don't die tonight." There were reports of faulty security. I watched a video of a girl who was hired with her family, and she said it was a joke. She said half the people that were showing up to be security didn't seem to be working with a full deck. They weren't doing anything. Whenever she would ask, like, "Hey, we're going to stop these people from jumping," the guy that was in charge of her group didn't want no part of that. There was, sorry, I just woke up. The bag checking was poor. The vaccine status checking, poor. On top of all the people that bombarded that fence and ran in. There were people there that were not vaccinated. There were people there with fake vaccine cards. Okay, so this should be a super spreader event. On top of the deaths that already took place. This should spread, COVID should be spreading amongst this crowd, you would think, right? If we were really living through the threat they tell us we're living through. They shouldn't be holding venue. The venue shouldn't be allowing this many people, right? Still, if we're still at a threat level, it blows my mind. It just makes no sense to me. Because you can still catch it and spread it with the vaccine, okay? In case you're wondering why I'm saying that, and you're going to say, well, the people that had to be vaccinated, okay, but you can still catch it and spread it with the vaccine. According to them, you can spread it asymptomatically. So, I mean, come on, just how many people there were out of their minds, blitzed out of their minds? I mean, they were just on top of each other, yelling, screaming, spitting, right? So, just keep that in mind. Let's see if we hear about any COVID cases that come from this or COVID deaths that come from this venue. My personal opinion, now, I've been on stage before. I grew up dancing on stages. I understand the lighting and being able to see into the crowd can be difficult, but he could see, okay? Something just doesn't sit right with me with this whole, the way he just continued, especially when his fans were chanting to stop, especially when people were climbing up the tower to the light guy and telling them to stop. His little weird, I don't know what he was doing there when the person was being carried away with his little, I mean, why would you be singing through that? It just, the whole thing is just weird. If he really cared about his fans. After that one person was pulled out of the crowd unconscious, he should have told everyone, listen, look to your right, look to your left. We're not going to get hurt. We're not going to hurt nobody. Okay, we're here to have a good time. You guys can rage out, whatever they call it. Do what you got to do. But just look to your right, look to your left, and make sure you look out for one another. Don't leave people on the ground. Don't trample over people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people were that messed up. I don't know what kind of drugs they were passing around there. I don't know. But the security girl did say there was a lot of drug use. And the cops weren't doing anything. The cops were watching people snip things off their hands. She said it was just crazy. She's like, I couldn't even believe if you guys can find the video, she's on YouTube or TikTok. I don't know, but anyway, it was just the way she basically said, like, the security just wasn't security. They didn't really have security for that many people. All those people that ran in should have been found and escorted out, and they weren't. They were allowed to stay. But again, him, I don't have any respect for the man. I don't know him. My daughter likes him. My daughter's been to one of his concerts. But I just feel like this was something sinister. This was something, I don't want to say planned. There were reports of the music playing. Now, if you know anything about music and frequency and what it does, what it can do to you, how it can affect you, they said it wasn't normal DJ music. It was this weird, like, annoying, repetitive, just sounds playing over and over and over for hours and hours, right? So I don't know. Maybe that got to some people. I don't know. People were passing out before Travis Scott came on. People were passing out all day long. So something was clearly wrong. People were saying they didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right there. It felt evil. It felt sinister. They'd been to his concerts before. This one just didn't sit right with them. There are so many reports of this stuff. And then people saying, the amount of people saying they saw dead bodies. It can't just be all the same 10 people over and over and over that they claim died. Now it's, what's it, 8 people, now it's 9. I think a lot more people died, and they're just keeping it hush-hush. I think a lot more than 8, 9 people died. Maybe the bodies they saw were the people that are in critical condition or the people that are in the hospital now. I don't know, but I heard a lot of people saying bodies, the amount of bodies, people, the dead bodies. That's all they kept saying. So I don't know, but it don't look good for him as an artist. It just doesn't. He just ruined his reputation. And his apology, how pathetic. I mean, he was still wasted. He went to an after party. Kylie was on the floor. Kylie was near that pole where them people were climbing up, telling them to stop the concert. Okay, so you can't tell me that she didn't know what was going on, or she didn't get wind of what was going on, or I don't buy that. That she didn't know before she went back and met him backstage or wherever she met him when they went to go to their after party, that she didn't know things were going down. Because people were screaming. You could hear it on the videos. Help me. I mean, I just picture, like, if my kids were there, or if I was there with one of my, that poor father with that little boy, in that 14-year-old. I mean, you're not supposed to die when you go to a music festival. Someone said it's a fight for your life. And if that's what you like, then he's the guy for you. No, that's not what it should be, a fight for your life. Yeah, people have mosh pits, that's fine. You agree to go in that mosh pit. You don't agree to get suffocated, trampled, and stampeded. I mean, people said they couldn't breathe, they couldn't get any air. They said there was like no oxygen between the flames and just being squished. Yeah, I mean, it was like a human wave of unpredictable, I don't know what. I mean, it must have been terror for a lot of people. A lot of people did have a good time, but it was terrifying for a lot of people. And he was told to stop. Who wants me to stop? He's the arrogance of some of these artists today, and the lack of empathy. And I made a video about this on my TikTok and I posted a thing about it on Facebook. This generation is lacking empathy, big time. Just look at the scenario of the lady getting raped on the subway for 20 minutes, taunted, and all people did was take out their phones and record it. It's a generation of me. I mean, how do you not look out for somebody getting raped and taunted like that? I just don't understand. I don't understand the thought process of some of the people out there. You know, it's more about, let me get some clicks than to help someone or save someone's life, or I don't know, but I mean, of course, you know, they're gonna try to save his reputation, but he's already got a bad reputation. One of his ex-managers is already talking shit, so he don't seem like he's it doesn't seem like he has a very good heart. It doesn't seem like he comes from a good place. It doesn't seem like he really cares about his fans. I think he cares more about the money it's putting in his pockets. And considering his girlfriend is a witch, I don't know. You do the math. 8 flames, 8 deaths. I don't know. Things are just getting so blatantly obvious, and still people still don't want to see it. Still want to deny it exists. Still want to deny that evil exists. Still want to deny that sinister things do happen, and that the music industry, Hollywood, it's all poison. That's all it is. It's poison. Right now, it's extremely, extremely toxic for this young generation. It's not good. It is not good. But anyway, that's all. That was my 2 cents. That's what I think. I think that this was done intentionally. I think that them people were trapped intentionally. Yeah, don't seem like they cared much. Don't seem like the venue cared much. Don't seem like Travis Scott cared much. So both of them should be held accountable, and nobody should be paying for funerals out of their pockets, or there should be no GoFundMes. They should be covering the costs, period. End of story. And I heard he was going to, but that apology that he gave when he was still hungover, I mean, that's really sad. Really sad. These people make you who you are. If it wasn't for your fans, dude, you would be nobody. Or unless you stayed with one of the Jenners or the Kardashians, you might make a name for yourself, but otherwise, you'd be nobody if it wasn't for your fans, dude. So, I don't know, man. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right the way he's acting. I don't think it's right the way he acted that night. And I don't have any respect for the man. That's just my opinion. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts in the comments if you'd like. That's all for today.